Welcome to the Unconfirmed Lost Media Iceberg. This iceberg includes entries that are considered unconfirmed lost media. You already know what lost media is. Unconfirmed lost media refers to media whose existence is contested by various sources or is claimed to exist with minimal or questionable proof. This chart does contain some NSFW entries. The red entries are the NSFW ones, so there will be some unnerving content on this iceberg. After doing research, I'm pretty sure this iceberg is ranked on obscureness, not on how scary the entries are. Also, it should be noted that this iceberg chart is still work in progress, and proposals are wanted for it, so if you have any suggestions, go to the link down below in the description. Also, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This iceberg has a lot of weird stuff on it, so with that out of the way, let's get into it. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Cabin Fever. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Cabin Fever is a book in the popular children's series by Jeff Kinney, featuring the adventures of middle schooler Greg Heffley. You've probably read Cabin Fever. The plot follows Greg's usual antics until about halfway through the book, where a snowstorm shuts down the schools and Greg's family has to find ways to stay warm. Around December 2012, Jeff Kinney was featured at a premiere event in the UK. He confirmed that the third live-action film was the last one in the genre, at least until the sequel in 2017 with a new cast. But he also announced an animated television special based on Cabin Fever. He announced it for a 2013 date. About a year later, after the 8th book, Hard Luck, was revealed, Kinney was interviewed again about various things, and after confirming that there would be no more live-action movies for the time being, he mentioned the special again, this time planning it to air on the Fox network sometime in the 2014 holidays. However, despite initial announcements, the project never materialized, and no updates has been provided since 2013. There was speculation that elements from Cabin Fever could have been incorporated into some upcoming animated television series based on the books, which were confirmed to be in development for Disney Plus in December 2020, and for a while this television series was probably the closest thing to the cancelled special, until just 5 months ago on November 14, 2023. The trailer for the Cabin Fever special was actually announced, and it finally came out on December 8, 2023. So yeah, happy ending. Luck Be an Ed Tonight, A Room with an Ed. Luck Be an Ed Tonight and A Room with an Ed are two rumored half episodes from the 5th season of the series, Ed, Edd, and Eddy. They were never released to the public, and their existence remains unconfirmed. The only evidence of these episodes comes from a Season 5 sneak peek list posted on the Edtropolis news page in 2005 and 2006. According to the post, Luck Be an Ed Tonight revolves around Ed's supposed lucky day, while A Room with an Ed focuses on Sarah and Jimmy turning Ed's room into their personal playroom. However, it's uncertain if these episodes were ever produced or if the information provided by Edtropolis was accurate. Some sources suggest that these episodes may have been scrapped in favor of a movie, but without concrete evidence, their existence remains speculative. Despite efforts from fans to verify their existence, including claims from a Reddit user who allegedly spoke to one of the writers, Jono Howard, the status of these episodes remains unconfirmed. SpongeBob deleted scenes. SpongeBob SquarePants, the beloved animated series, has entertained audiences since 1999. However, despite its success, several scenes and bits have been deleted or edited from episodes, with these scenes becoming obscure over time. Amongst the lost scenes that I encountered, there was one in the SpongeBob pilot, Help Wanted. There was lost audio of SpongeBob being called SpongeBoy. In Karate Shoppers, there was a scene of Sandy karate chopping a fish in the groin, which was cut due to it being deemed inappropriate, and is still lost. And there were many more scenes. I couldn't find a scene that related to this iceberg, unconfirmed lost media, so I don't know what this is about. Welcome to Pooh Corner. Welcome to Pooh Corner is a Disney Channel live-action puppet series that premiered in 1983, coinciding with the launch of the Disney Channel. It's notable for being the first Winnie the Pooh TV series. While it ended in 1986, reruns aired until 1997. The show primarily featured costumed actors, with Roo portrayed as a puppet. Only a fraction of the 120-plus episodes are preserved due to limited home recording at the time. The French version of the show differed in aspects like the opening sequence, and it had 2 narrators. Unlike the English version, some episodes and educational specials remain lost. Among the found episodes are Snow Falls on Pooh Corner, Hello Hello There, and Pooh's Great School Bus Adventure. Additionally, educational specials like Too Smart for Strangers are found in English, but their French dub status is uncertain. The series also featured musical segments at the end of shorter episodes, with characters singing about different body parts. Currently, segments for eyes, ears, feet, nose, and mouth are found, while a segment for rabbit's hands remains unconfirmed. Super Mario Bros. Commodore 64. The Commodore 64 port of Super Mario Bros. Remains the subject of speculation and mystery among gaming enthusiasts. While rumors suggest that a company named Orpheus was working on the port in 1986, there is no concrete evidence to confirm its existence. The earliest mention of the port comes from a 2005 thread on lemon64.com, where a user recalled playing a disc copy of Super Mario Bros. On the Commodore 64 between 1986 and 1987. However, details about the version were sparse, and it was only suggested that it could have been the unreleased Orpheus version. In 2012, an article on GamesThatWeren't.com reiterated the story but added that the port was allegedly cancelled due to Nintendo denying the license. The article also mentioned the possibility that the project may have never progressed beyond the conceptual stage. Both pages specified that this port would have been an official release, distinct from the hacked version of the Great Guyana Sisters that incorporated Mario sprites. Despite these mentions, the lack of substantial evidence leaves the status of the Commodore 64 port of Super Mario Bros. Uncertain, and it remains an intriguing yet elusive piece of gaming history. Sonic Awakening. Sonic the Hedgehog Awakening is an unreleased video game in the popular Sonic the Hedgehog franchise that was in development sometime between 2006 and 2009 and cancelled at an unknown date. Because the game was cancelled before its announcement and no physical proof of the game exists, the game's existence could be considered unconfirmed. Although mentioned on voice actor Pete Capella's website, there's no concrete evidence confirming its existence beyond this credit. The lack of screenshots, videos, prototype builds, or concept art makes it difficult to ascertain any details about the game. However, the fact that voice acting work had begun suggests that development had progressed to some extent before its cancellation. Speculation about the game's content abounds, with theories suggesting that it could have been centered on Silver the Hedgehog, given Capella's role as Silver's voice during that time. Others speculated it may have been tied into the events of Sonic 06, Silver's debut game, potentially exploring aspects of that storyline. Alternatively, some suggest that Sonic the Hedgehog Awakening could have been a working title for another Sonic game that ultimately took a different direction. Without more information, it's challenging to pinpoint the exact nature of the game or why it was cancelled. As of now, Sonic the Hedgehog Awakening remains an intriguing footnote in the Sonic series history, representing a lost piece of potential gameplay and storytelling that may never see the light of day. Sam and Friends. Sam and Friends stands as a pivotal piece of television history, marking Jim Henson's early foray into puppetry and setting the stage for his illustrious career. Airing from 1955 to 1961, the show featured a variety of sketches, characters, and commercials, with only a fraction of its episodes surviving to this day. Among the known surviving episodes are iconic segments like Chef Omar and a horse named Bill, each showcasing Henson's innovative puppetry and comedic flair. Despite efforts to preserve and document the show's legacy, many episodes remain lost or unconfirmed, leaving fans to rely on memories, anecdotes, and occasional discoveries. The presence of SK Meats commercials throughout the series adds another layer of nostalgia and historical significance. These advertisements featuring characters like Kermit and Harry the Hipster not only promoted the sponsors' products, but also provided additional entertainment for viewers. While some episodes and commercials have been restored and showcased at events like the Museum of the Moving Image, the quest to uncover more of Sam and Friends continues. Spy vs. Spy 4. Spy vs. Spy 4, Spies in Space, is the rumored fourth installment of the Spy vs. Spy computer games based on the popular Mad comic strip by Antonio Proillas. With roots in the beloved Mad comic strip, the series captured the essence of the original source material, putting White Spy against Black Spy in a battle of wits and humor. Spy vs. Spy was a regular comic strip in Mad magazine. Each edition of the strip involved two spies, White Spy and Black Spy, plotting against the other, attempting to outsmart them, and usually via comical means. Because of the popularity of the comic, the Spy vs. Spy series had 3 known video games produced for the Commodore 64, as well as a rumored 4th game that was teased at the end of the 3rd game, titled Spy vs. Spy 3 Arctic Antics, which was released in 1987. One of the endings for the 4th game teased the spies being in space, however the ending was later removed for unknown reasons. The removal of this ending from later versions of the game only adds to the mystery surrounding its existence, leaving fans to wonder if development on the sequel ever truly began. Given the popularity of the comic strip and the success of the previous video game adaptations, it's plausible that plans for Spies in Space were indeed in motion at one point. However, without concrete evidence or official confirmation, the status of the game remains shrouded in uncertainty. Whatever Happened to Robot Jones? Whatever Happened to Robot Jones was a Cartoon Network animated series that ran for 2 seasons from 2002 to 2003. The series consisted of 12 shows with 2 episodes per show and filled a 30-minute time slot. The cartoon was notable for its style, mimicking cartoons produced in the early 1980s, in addition to many references and plot devices based on fads of the era. For example, an episode based on the Rubik's Cube series of puzzle boxes. For the first season of Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, the titular character had a computer-generated voice that stood out amongst the other characters' voices. The transition from a computer-generated voice for Robot Jones to a child voice actor for Season 2 marks a significant shift in the series, one that continues to intrigue fans to this day. Some episodes and aspects, like the original voice in certain episodes, are lost or unfinished. Despite this, efforts have been made to preserve and share the series, including uploads on streaming platforms like HBO Max. This entry isn't exactly completely lost media though, as some of the episodes are found, though some of the other episodes are still classified as existence unconfirmed. Wikipedia Hello World. Wikipedia, launched on January 15, 2001, is an online collaborative encyclopedia known for its open editing policy. The debate over its first edits centers around the claims by co-founder Jamie Wales that he made the initial edit Hello World, although an anonymous user's creation of homepage with the text, "This is the new Wikipedia," is also contested. The earliest recorded edit prior to 2019 was believed to be the creation of the page UUU, listing countries beginning with U. However, an import of Usemod wiki revisions in 2019 revealed an earlier edit on Wikipedia's launch day, which sparked discussions around the first true edit. Wales later claimed that he experimented using Usemod wiki and deleted early edits, asserting that the first edit was indeed Hello World on the homepage. This claim gained traction when Wales announced the sale of an NFT NFT recreating the edit, which sold for $750,000. Despite Whale's assertion, the legitimacy of the claim has been questioned, with some arguing that This Is the New Wikipedia was the first true edit based on evidence. Prominent Wikipedia contributors, including Joseph Regal and David Lindsay, disputed Whale's claim, suggesting that earlier edits may have been lost due to server configurations or originated from a different wiki platform. Analysis of the original NFT revealed inconsistencies in the timestamp, causing doubts on the validity of Hello World edit's timing. Whether the edit occurred on Wikipedia at all remains uncertain, adding to the complexity of the whole situation. The Incel Project. The Incel Project was a TV Mature rated documentary series released on Blip TV from 2008 to 2012, exploring involuntary celibacy from social justice and medical perspectives. The series featured interviews and discussions about mental health, stigma, and life as an incel. The documentary originated from Alana's Involuntary Celibacy Project, an academic endeavor launched in 1997, and was associated with forums like incel.myonlineplace.org. Despite positive reviews and initial release of 2 drafts of a final cut, production halted sometime between 2012 and 2014. The cancellation may have been influenced by the 2014 shooting spree by Elliot Rodger, who identified as an incel. Although the series was removed from Blip TV prior to the shooting, it's unclear if this event directly impacted the cancellation. Most of the footage from the series is lost, with only segments of 2 interviews surviving. Efforts to find the documentaries in Blip TV archives have been unsuccessful. Potential leads to locate the lost footage include contacting authors like Taumer Shockley or Laura Carpenter. Despite a German forum linking to a YouTube channel possibly containing the full documentary, the link is actually dead, and the creator has not responded to requests for its release. The series consisted of multiple episodes, with only a few partially found and the rest lost. The existence of a final cut remains unconfirmed, adding to the mystery surrounding the fate of the Incel Project. Kurt Cobain's Ren and Stimpy. The Ren and Stimpy Show, or just Ren and Stimpy, is an animated series created for Nickelodeon by Bob Camp and John Kricfalusi. It was the network's first original program ever to be broadcast. The show debuted on August 11th, 1991, and was an instant success both with critics and in ratings, lasting for 4 more years before cancellation. The show had a massive impact on pop culture, but one lesser-known connection to popular media it had was that Kurt Cobain allegedly recorded a song for the show in 1990. The story goes that one day Cobain visited the animation headquarters and stated that he wanted to write a song for the series. The executives ended up not liking Kurt's song, and John K. was angered by Kurt's arrogance, and so they threw it out. This video right here is the only proof of the song's alleged existence.
I mean, I used to hang out at Spumco when I was in college. I just started hanging out there and became friends with Vince Waller. And
that was on Melrose Ave.
It was on Melrose Ave in this shitty little building right near Paramount.
That's where we recorded all that stuff.
And it was just a very sterile sign that just said Spumco on it. And I used to hang out there because I wanted to. I mean, I was.
You were lucky he let you stay there. One day, the scraggly kid comes in and said he wanted to write a song for Ren and Stimpy, and they said, yeah, that's great, and they threw it in the wastebasket. Oh. And it was Kurt Cobain.
Oh, shit!
That's an awesome story!
Yeah, I think John was like, who does this guy think he is? Who are all these people think they are coming in here?
It's probably why he shot himself.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Well, I had...
Kurt Kaboom.
No copies of the alleged song have resurfaced, with the only evidence of its existence being an account from Stimpy's voice actor Billy West on the Nerdist podcast. Even if copies of the song still exist, assuming it ever did exist in the first place, it is said that the version Nickelodeon had was trashed, making it unlikely that any of the executives hold a copy. Kurt Cobain himself tragically died on April 5th, 1994, and his estate has not commented on the matter. According to a Spanish interview with John Kay in July of 2019, John stated that he has no recollection of Cobain, nor was he aware of such a rumor. On May 10, 2022, Billy West himself denied, saying that Kurt didn't record any song for Ren and Stimpy. He said this on his Twitter account when someone questioned him about it. So yeah, it doesn't exist. It's not real. Mickey and Minnie sex tape. The story of a supposed short animation featuring Mickey and Minnie Mouse engaging in explicit activities at Walt Disney's birthday party in 1936 has been a subject of controversy and skepticism. The first public mention of this incident was in Mark Elliott's 1994 Disney biography, which has faced criticism for its inconsistencies and factual errors. Another similar story was recounted by science fiction writer Harlan Ellison in 1979, where he claimed to have been fired from Disney after joking about a P. Disney film during his first day at. Whether Elliott's 1994 account is an embellishment of Ellison's story or an entirely separate incident remains unclear. Given the lack of concrete evidence and the questionable reliability of the sources, the existence of such a short animation remains unconfirmed, and the story may be more of an urban legend than historical fact. Ringu Brussels cut. The alleged Brussels cut of Hideo Nakata's 1998 horror film Ringu has become the subject of speculation and debate among fans. According to unverified eyewitness accounts, this version, shown at the Brussels International Festival of Fantasy Film in 1999, featured significantly more graphic and disturbing imagery compared to the definitive cut seen in the film's release. One notable difference reported is a more pronounced and unsettling open mouth effect on the victims, with their mouths visibly vertically deformed. Despite director Hideo Nakata denying any knowledge of such a cut in interviews, multiple witnesses have come forward to attest to its existence and the impact it had on viewers. While many dismiss the Brussels cut as an urban legend, the number of people claiming to have seen it has led to continued speculation. Some believe Nakata may be concealing its existence, while others suggest the possibility of unauthorized tampering with the cut before its screening. Additionally, there have been disputed claims of similar alternate cuts airing on Spanish and British TV. Ultimately, whether the Brussels cut is real or not remains uncertain, and it may remain a mystery for fans of the film. Porygon dub. The 38th episode of Season 1 of the Pokemon anime, translated as Computer Warrior Porygon or Electric Soldier Porygon, remains shrouded in mystery due to its infamous seizure-inducing scene and subsequent banning. While the original Japanese dub of the episode is available online, the existence of an English dub remains unconfirmed. The episode, which aired in Japan on December 16, 1997, featured a cut involving flashing lights that caused over 10,000 viewers to experience adverse health effects, including seizures and hospitalizations. Following the incident, the episode was banned from re-airing, and the Pokemon anime went on a 4-month hiatus. Despite the original Japanese version being available online, there is no confirmed existence of an English dub. While some voice actors claim to have dubbed the episode, others deny its production altogether. The conflicting accounts add to the mystery surrounding the episode's English version, leaving its true status uncertain. Cameraheads. Cameraheads was found, so it shouldn't be on this list. If you want to know more about this lost creepypasta, watch the video I made just a few weeks back. Cameraheads, an early creepypasta, made its debut on the paranormal boards of 4chan on August 8, 2009. The story revolves around the discovery of a mysterious stack of rocks, a mini DV video cassette, and a torn envelope containing a cryptic note. The note included phrases like "I killed a camerahead" and "It took Trevor," hinting at a sinister encounter. The contents of the cassette are then uploaded to YouTube, leading to speculation and intrigue. For many years, Cameraheads was considered lost, with the original post disappearing along with the closure of the Paranormal Board's wiki. However, on August 18, 2020, a 4chan user rediscovered a related video on YouTube, confirming the existence of the creepypasta. Subsequently, on October 19, 2020, an archived link of the recent changes section of the wiki was found, containing a full transcript of the original 4chan post. Despite earlier beliefs that Cameraheads included extensive supplementary material, such as cursed images and videos from the mini-DV tape, it has been confirmed that no additional content officially exists. The story's creatures, known as Cameraheads, gained popularity as an example of a cryptid, but any material related to them is disconnected from the original post. With the rediscovery of the original 4chan post and the related YouTube video, Cameraheads is no longer considered unconfirmed lost media. Hitogata. Hitogata, also known as white humanoids or white people, is an urban legend originating from a 2004 thread on the Japanese message board Two Channel. The story revolves around the mysterious commercial or PSA featuring two white featureless human figures against a black backdrop. The figures alternate blinking as the sound of a railroad crossing sign rings in the background. Text on a screen or a narrator reportedly states that someone dies every few seconds on Earth. The search efforts to find Hitogata have persisted for over a decade, since the legend's emergence in 2004. Despite the lack of concrete evidence confirming its existence, the mystery surrounding Hitogata continues to captivate the interest of internet users worldwide. Various theories and speculations have emerged regarding the nature and origin of Hitogata. The most prominent theory suggests that it could have been a commercial due to the original testimonial mentioning its short duration of 15 seconds. However, the lack of information about the product being advertised has led to a wide range of theories, including advertisements for drugstores, soap, jeans companies, or even NGOs like UNICEF. Many of these theories have been debunked through diligent research and inquiries to relevant organizations, such as AC Japan, which denied any involvement in creating a PSA similar to Hitogata. Another theory posits that Hitogata may have been an ad produced by Tokuyama, a chemical company based in Tokyo, citing similarities to another urban legend about a Tokuyama advertisement from 1994. However, this theory remains unconfirmed. Additionally, some speculate that Hitogata could have been a program aimed at educating children about railroad and traffic safety, similar to other instructional films popular in Japan. However, skeptics question whether such a short piece of media could effectively serve this purpose. There are also skeptics who attribute the legend of Hitogata to the Mandela effect or mass delusion, considering the lack of concrete evidence to support its existence. Nights of the Werewolf. Nights of the Werewolf, also known as Las Noches del Hombre Lobo, is a lost horror film that allegedly existed in 1968. Nights of the Werewolf was a 1968 Spanish-French horror film directed by René Govar and written and starring by Jacinto Molina Alvarez, also known as Paul Nashi. The story tells of a professor who learns that a student of his suffers from lycanthropy, and under the guise of helping him, uses him as an instrument of revenge by controlling him by means of sound waves when he transforms. Unfortunately, very little information on the film has surfaced. Even standard details such as cast and crew are controversial because there isn't information about them except the same Paul Nashi. The Spanish werewolf Paul Nashi was the only person who, until his death, insisted that the script was filmed. He insisted in interviews that were filmed in Paris. The director, René Govar, was actually killed in a car accident a week after the film was sent off to the lab for processing. Then the story changes depending on the source. Some say that the film was in the car and was destroyed in the accident. Others say that no one ever paid the negative costs. The lab held onto the film for collateral and later misplaced or discarded it. In fact, the lead actors whom Nashi attributed to this film, Peter Beaumont and Monique Brainville, apparently never existed, and Rene Govar has no other credit on IMDb, nor is there a record of a director named Rene Govar ever working in the French film industry. Some think that Nashi may have made it up to boost his resume at a time when he was just starting out in the industry. It is possible this film later somehow became the 1970 La Furia del Hombre Lobo, or The Fury of the Wolfman, as the plots of the two films are very similar, and that would explain why Knights no longer exist. Saki Sanobashi, Go for a Punch. Saki Sanobashi is a compelling Japanese urban legend that has captured the imagination of internet communities despite lacking concrete evidence of its existence. The legend centers around an alleged anime series with a disturbing and graphic premise, depicting girls trapped in an underground bathroom facility, subjected to torture and psychological torment. According to the legend, Saki Sanobashi was created in the late 1980s or early 1990s as a psychological horror anime intended to serve as a social commentary on society's darker aspects. However, due to its controversial content, the series was never officially released, and only a few episodes were supposedly produced. These episodes are rumored to have been leaked onto the dark web or circulated among collectors of obscure media. The legend gained traction when an anonymous user claimed to have watched the entire series and shared their detailed experience. The post reads like this: "Some weird anime about naked girls stuck in a large bathroom without doors, having a philosophical debate about never getting out of the room. After losing hope and starving for some days, everything goes downhill. They just start screaming and yelling. Then they all commit suicide, either by smashing their heads on the floor or scratching their necks to bloody pieces. One girl helped the other to drown in the sink because she asked her to hold her because she couldn't do it. I cried myself to sleep right after watching that video, because I just didn't even know anymore. Why would anyone draw this with such precision? It was goddamn horrifying. Looked 80-ish in quality, audio too, Japanese dub, English subs. Lasted for about 30 minutes. No credits, but it seemed ripped. Voices sounded very young, but Japanese sound young in their 50s. Haven't found it or seen it again. The name of the video was something along the lines of Go for a Punch or something. As you can see, this account described disturbing scenes and provided information about the characters and plot. However, skeptics questioned the authenticity of the story, as no verifiable evidence was presented to support the claims. Despite extensive online searches and discussions, no concrete evidence or footage from Saki Sanobashi has ever been uncovered. Many believe that the legend is likely an elaborate hoax or a fabricated urban legend designed to intrigue and captivate audiences. There was this Reddit post made by the supposed OP claiming that it was all a hoax, and it seems pretty believable, so yeah. The Butcher. The Butcher, although its existence is unconfirmed, gained attention through a post on the r/tip-of-my-tongue subreddit by user deaduser00. Described as a puppet live-action short film from the early 2000s, it allegedly featured puppets made from actual animal bones. However, despite the efforts of the National Film Board of Canada, who searched their archives for evidence of the film, no record of The Butcher was found. The scant information available about the film has led to speculation that it may be a hoax, false memory, or confusion with another production. Some have suggested similarities to other works, such as Odo Kuro or episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog. According to deaduser00's description, The Butcher was darker than typical Nickelodeon short films, such as Strange Invaders. It was presented entirely in black and white, with puppets made from animal bones, including cats, dogs, birds, and rabbits. Scenes depicted a pair of human hands wielding a butcher's knife and chopping up the animal puppets, as well as animals in glass containers and a scene where animals fuse together. The film reportedly had no dialogue, only ambient music and sound effects. In a follow-up post on Reddit, DeadUser00 suggested that the short film Butcher's Hook by Simon Pummel may be the production in question, although there was some discrepancies in the details. DeadUser00 also expressed uncertainty about whether the film aired on Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network. So yeah. Cartoon Incorporated. Cartoon Incorporated was really hard to find information on, since there was pretty much nobody actually talking about it online. All the information I could gather about it is from MamaMax's YouTube video on it, but as we all know now, this guy is not exactly the most trustworthy person, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. Cartoon Incorporated was supposedly a channel that used popular children's movies and shows to lure in kids. It showed subliminal messages of sex and sexually exploitative messages. Yeah, I know. No archives of any of the videos remain, aside from a small clip of Frozen 3 that was shown in MamaMax's video on the subject. The Frozen 3 clip is what I'm showing in this video, and it's kind of messed up that realistically, Max actually wrote these out himself. Again, this is most probably fake, considering what has come out recently on MamaMax's content. With a channel as notorious as Cartoon Incorporated, it's pretty strange that nobody has heard of it until the MamaMax video came out. Quick side note, but the contrast between the old top comments and new comments is insane on this video. Like, the switch up is actually crazy. I am currently making a video on this subject. Whether I finish it or not, I don't know, but yeah. Led Zeppelin Shark Tape. The Shark episode, also known as the Mud Shark Incident, is a controversial event rumored to have occurred in July 1969 at the Edgewater Inn in Seattle, Washington. The incident allegedly involved members of the rock bands Led Zeppelin and Vanilla Fudge, along with their associates. During their stay at the Edgewater Inn, which famously allowed guests to fish from their windows into Elliott Bay, the members of Led Zeppelin and Vanilla Fudge engaged in a widely disputed act, to say the least. According to accounts, pieces of a shark, or possibly a red snapper as disputed, were inserted into the genitalia of a female participant, accompanied by sexual acts. Led Zeppelin's road manager, Richard Cole, claimed involvement in the incident, but details and versions of the story vary. Cole's version suggests that he, not drummer John Bonham as often rumored, participated in the act, using the nose of the fish rather than other parts. He also emphasized that the encounter was consensual and not intended to cause harm. Mark Steen of Vanilla Fudge claimed to have filmed the incident, allegedly with the consent of the female participant. Despite claims and accounts from these involved, the existence of the purported video footage remains unconfirmed. Steen claims to have given the tapes to Vanilla Fudge's road manager, Bruce Wayne, but no public evidence of the footage has surfaced. The incident has become notorious in rock history, often cited as an example of excess and debauchery associated with the rock and roll lifestyle of the era. However, its exact details and the veracity of accounts surrounding it continue to be subjects of controversy and speculation. RMS Titanic footage. The tragic sinking of the RMS Titanic on its maiden voyage in 1912 left an indelible mark on history, with over 1,500 lives lost. Despite the ship's fame and the abundance of still photographs, actual film footage of the Titanic has remained exceptionally rare. For decades, the only surviving footage was of the Titanic dock in Belfast shortly after its construction. However, in 1997, film director James Cameron embarked on a quest to uncover additional footage of the ship, particularly its departure, with passengers waving from the decks. Many historians doubted the existence of such footage until it was unexpectedly discovered the following year. However, it turned out to be footage of the Titanic's sister ship, the RMS Olympic, departing instead. Several films were known to have been taken of the Titanic before its tragic demise, including the laying of its keel, the transport of its anchor, its launch, and its departure from Belfast Lock. Among these, only the footage of the Titanic entering the graving dock in February 1912 survives to this day. References to other films, such as the launch of the Titanic, were mentioned in newspapers at the time, indicating public interest in moving pictures. However, these films have not resurfaced, leaving historians and enthusiasts longing for glimpses of the Titanic's past. Lawrence Beasley, a second-class passenger aboard the Titanic, recounted seeing a fellow passenger filming the ship's departure from Southampton. This passenger may have been filmmaker William Harbeck, who tragically perished and likely left his camera behind. Despite this account, no other films depicting the Titanic, either its exterior or interior, have ever been located, leaving its visual legacy shrouded in mystery and longing for more glimpses of the iconic vessel. So that was the unconfirmed Lost Media Iceberg. It was alright, a couple of outdated entries, but pretty interesting overall. If you stuck around, you should, subscribe. Just a suggestion though. I could have added a couple more entries to the iceberg, but this one's getting pretty long already. So if you guys maybe want to see a part 2, then let me know in the comments. Alright, bye, see you in the next video.